Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm doing the end of the year book tag. This tag is essentially designed for you to talk about the things you need to read by the end of the year. I thought I'd do it now because there's 2 months left of the year. It feels like a good time to talk about my reading plans for the last 2 months and see where I'm at. I will leave the original video linked down below, so if you want to, go check that out. Without further ado, I'm just going to get straight into the questions. This will be quite a short, quick video because it's only 6 questions, so I thought I'd just talk about things quite quickly. The first question is, are there any books that you need to finish by the end of the year? And the only one that I need to finish really is my current read, which I started reading earlier this year, put it down, DNF'd it, and then picked it back up again because I wasn't in the mood for it the first time around, but now I am. And that is Dangerous Remedy by Kat Dunn. This is a YA historical fantasy set during the French Revolution, and it's kind of a group of misfits coming together and they are committing crimes together. And I'm about halfway, just under halfway I think, and I'm really enjoying it. I've been struggling quite a bit with fantasy at the moment, but I'm really enjoying this so far and I'm excited to see where it goes. Yeah, my plan is to finish this within the next couple of days, so it will definitely be finished by the end of the year. The next question is, do you have an autumnal book to transition into the rest of the year? And I don't really do mood reading. I'm not really big on reading different books in different seasons. I kind of read whatever I want whenever I want. I don't really change much per season. I actually am very similar all year round. So I don't really have like autumnal books because that's not really my kind of vibe. I also don't know what really is an autumnal book. I think a lot of people will class like fantasies as autumnal, but I'm not sure. So my answer is I don't know, maybe. I don't know. The next question is there a new release you're still waiting for? There are 2 that come to mind. They both come out on the exact same day, November 17th, which is very, very close. The first is The King of Alfame by Holly Black, which I think is actually called The King of Alfame and How He Learned to Hate Stories or something like that. I do not know the name of that book, but that book. This is a prequel to the Cruel Prince series, which is one of my favourite trilogies. I really loved it. And I'm excited to read a book fully in Cardan's perspective because I love Cardan's perspective. I think we needed more of it. I've always thought that the Cruel Prince would be so much better if it was dual POV, so I'm excited to have more of his point of view, and I really like the cover and I'm really, really excited for it basically. And the other book that I'm waiting for that comes out on the same day is a completely different vibe, and that is I Want to Be Where the Normal People Are by Rachel Bloom. Rachel Bloom is the star and creator of Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, which is my favourite TV show of all time. This is her autobiography. It's kind of just about her life and how she got to where she is. I'm so excited. I really love her voice and the way she talks about things. I think I'm going to use my Audible credit to get this on audiobook because I think it will be fantastic on audiobook. So I'm really excited for this book. Next question is, what 3 books do you need to read by the end of the year? I don't have 3, but I have 7 overall because there are 7 books left on my TBR and I am determined to get through every single one. I'm hoping by the end of the year. I'm really hoping by the end of November I'll be able to get through all of them, so let's hope. The first one is Dangerous Remedy, which I've already talked about. This is my current read, so this will hopefully be done by the end of the year. I have one on my NetGalley TBR, and that is After Love by Tanya Byrne. I'm so excited for this book. I've been meaning to read it for ages. I got accepted for this on NetGalley in May, and I wanted to start it straight away, but it doesn't come out till next June, so I've been kind of putting it off because I don't want to read it so early. However, I'm determined to get... This might be the last book on my TBR that I read, so I get through all these other books before I get to that one. But other than those 2, I have 5 books left on my physical TBR that I'm going to talk through. The first is Asking for It by Louise. I'm really excited for this, but I'm also really nervous because everyone I've talked to has said this is a really, really difficult read. I read Only Over Yours earlier this year and I loved it, but it's really hard to read, and I know this is going to be very similar, if not worse, because I know this deals with rape. So I'm very, very nervous, but I'm excited because I think this has the potential to be a favourite book. And then we have Girl, Woman, Other by Bernardine Evaristo. I wasn't going to read this book. I got sent it by a family friend, so I've got it on my TBR. I kind of shy away from like literary fiction. It's not really my kind of vibe. However, I've heard such good things about this book that I feel like I need to read it. So I will read it, but it might be one of the last ones I read. The last 3 books on my physical TBR are all romances. So the first is a YA romance, and that is Love, Secret Santa by S.A. Domingo. This is a Christmas themed YA romance. It's a Christmas themed black YA romance, which very much excites me because I love reading Christmas romances. It's just so cozy. I was thinking of leaving this till around Christmas, but I kind of want to read it sooner because I want those cozy vibes. And then I have Love Songs for Skeptics by Christina Pisheris. I never heard of this book, but it came in my Words and Kisses subscription, and it sounds really fun and it sounds like something I'm going to really love, so I'm excited to read it. And then the final book on my TBR also came in my Words and Kisses subscription, and that is Tools of Engagement by Tessa Bailey. This is the third book in this series. I didn't really like the first book. I haven't read the second one, but I'm excited to give it a go to see whether it was just the first book I didn't like. I know that this will be a quick read because even though I didn't like the first book, I flew through it, so. However, I haven't read the second book, so I feel like I need to read the second one first. I might do. We'll see. The next question is there a book that could maybe surprise you and become one of your favourite books of the year? This is quite hard to answer because I think any of my books could be a favourite book of the year. I never know when I'm about to start a book if it could be something I'm going to absolutely love, because honestly, anything could be something I absolutely love. I think of the books that are on my TBR that I think could be favourite books of the year, potentially Asking for It by Louise because Only Ever Yours is currently one of my favourite books of the year. And then the second one is probably Afterlove by Tanya. I think that one sounds like something I'm going to really, really love. So. And then the final question is, have you started making reading plans for 2021? So I'll probably make a whole video towards the end of the year of like my 2021 reading goals, because I haven't fully planned it out at the moment, but I know that I want to read more classics because I've been buying classics and I need to read them. I know that I want to reread more books because I plan on going into 2021 with no physical TBR, so I want to try and keep that up and have very little physical TBR. I don't think I'll have no physical TBR forever, but I want to keep up having a very small amount and reading books as I get them, and only buying books that I'm actually interested in reading. I think I want to reread at least one favourite book every month, maybe a favourite series, like reread a trilogy, reread a 5-book series, stuff like that. I just want to know whether some of my favourite books are actually really good books, and I want to reread them and re-experience that feeling because I love rereading books. Yeah, those are kind of like my vague 2021 reading goals, and that is the end of the year book tag. This is a really, really short video, but it's short and sweet and it just gets to the point, fills you in with where I'm at in my reading. Currently, I have read 115 books this year so far, so I think I'm on track this month to read the most books I've ever read. I read 18 books in October, which was insane, and I might keep up with that in November, depends on how lockdown 2.0 affects my brain. But I'm excited to read more because I'm just loving reading at the moment. 2020 has really been the year I rediscovered my love for reading after I finished my degree and finished uni. Like, having that free mind to read rather than focus on like uni work is just so freeing. So I'm really happy about that. But yeah, that was the end of the year book tag. I'm not going to tag anyone, but if you want to do it, do it. And let me know down below what is your favourite book of the year so far, and what is the #1 book that you want to read by the end of the year. And I will see you in my next video.